of San Domingo lived a gal named Opajingo.
Hey guys, Cass here. Are you enjoying these videos we're doing for you? Do you have any ideas of different videos we can do, different subjects we can cover, different time periods, stuff you want to see? If you do, let us know. Comment right here.
Came the young and the old by gorshes.
Hey guys, it's Cass. I finished some of my sewing and I wanted to show you what's going on now. So as you can see, things are sewn together. The side seams are sewn and the shoulder seams are sewn, and that's all I got. I don't have any hems done or anything because that's going to come last. And as you can see, things are kind of falling off my shoulders and they don't know what they're doing yet. But I kind of like what this does in front here when it's on my shoulders. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dart in the center back neck to pull that together so that it stays like that, or maybe put a little weight here in the front so that it pulls it down, because I like what that's doing and I want it to do that. So that's one of the options you can have. In the pattern, the neckline is a scoop neckline, so this would actually be cut. But in the pattern, the sleeves wouldn't, or the shoulder seams wouldn't be this far apart because I'm using wider fabric than the narrow top of the pattern. But let's get on to the thing I did to make the pattern work on really narrow material. I, of course, you can see I'm wearing a slip underneath here, and that's the proper thing to wear under a dress of this period. You don't have a full-length slip, don't worry about it. What you do is you get some cheap cotton, you measure yourself and take your largest measurement, add 4 inches, make a tube, that's that circumference, and then put spaghetti straps on the tube, and you're done. Because that's what slips were like in the 1920s. They were that simple. There's no waist in them, there's no bust darts, just straight top to bottom. So you can make one in like 10 minutes if you want to. So do that if you don't have one. But I had one, so I put it on. Now, you see that I've stopped sewing at my hip bone on both sides, so I have this big opening, and now I have to do something to close that opening. In the original pattern, the pattern was cut so that it would stick out here, and then you were supposed to gather that back to make a nice effect over each hip. Well, I didn't have enough fabric to do that, as you know, but I cut off these bits when I cut my fabric to the length I wanted, and I got these 2 bits, which are the right length. So what I can do with them, if I want to do the original, have the same original feel of the garment and the pattern, is sew this long side to that long side, and this long side to that long side, and then gather the top more neatly than this, of course, and stitch that down there. Now you can pleat it very carefully and have very nice pleats, or you can gather it and have something more soft and crepe that looks better gathered. To hide this ugliness at the top, you put a rosette or a brooch or some kind of thing. Very, very 20s to have something like that on your hip. You can even put a sash around your hip line in a contrasting color and tie the bow there, and that would cover it up as well. So you can do that. Or, and my medieval friends are going to go nuts for this, you can turn it so that it's on the bias and put the corner there and sew the long side there and the other long side. Now, as you see, I don't quite have enough fabric to do that. My other long side isn't long enough, but that gives a lovely handkerchief effect, as you can see, at the hem. Now mine's a little too long. I'm thinking of doing that, but I'm going to fold the top over and bring it up a little bit so that I'm not tripping over it, because I'm going to be dancing. So you can do that with both sides and have the dress look something like this when everything's all said and done, and hemmed, of course. And another effect that I'm probably going to add to this is my chiffon that I talked about before. And really, you just do the same thing with the chiffon. You figure out what length you need. Basically take that measurement and cut a square that the top side and the long side are the same measurement. So it's a perfect square. And then you attach that here and leave the point on the bottom so that you have that pointy bit. You might not like the pointy bit, but the pointy bit is very, very 20s. And with the chiffon, if you know how to make a chiffon rose, you can even make a chiffon rose with the top of it and have it decorate itself. And then I'm going to use the sleeve pattern that's in 1207, the pattern that I was using for this, and make long sleeves out of the chiffon. So that'll be a kind of nice effect. So you see, even if you don't have yards and yards of fabric, as long as you have the right fabric, like crepe de chine and chiffon, you can make something out of a Reconstructing History pattern by the weekend. I mean, guys, it took me 20 minutes to do this and I did it by hand. So, you know, if I was on a machine, it'd be 5 minutes. So that's it, really. That's the whole thing. Next episode, we'll talk about what you wear with it. See you then.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to take your ugly mug, you're going to go to Reconstructing History, you're going to buy all the patterns you can fit.